Alright, welcome back to the Southwick Report. I am hoping you're having a good afternoon, and I'm sorry for missing the past 2 weeks. So, had some physical issues, mostly feeling a little sick, and I had some mental stuff to work through. That's the most I'm going to say about that. Not going to get into anything else. But I want to start by talking about the Iran war going on, and it sounds like we already have boots on the ground in the Middle East. Clearly not at our U.S. bases because they are currently marked as uninhabitable right now. But we have boots on the ground. We have expeditionary forces somewhere off the coast of Iran, and it sounds like we're making plans for an all-out invasion of Iran, which definitely very concerning. Because as of now, Iran has rejected every single peace proposal that the United States has put forward, which, as much as that sucks, it's pretty well warranted. The current leader, we killed his father. I doubt he's just gonna give up on us. And ultimately, everything that has happened since the Venezuela conflict has made me start questioning how the hell did I ever fall for what this guy was thinking. I had some very false ideas of what true freedom meant, and now I feel like I'm paying the price for my vote. And ultimately, I hope that this was a good learning experience, because what we have learned is both parties are corrupt. Both parties are essentially the same platform, just branded differently. And what we've also learned, not just from this conflict, but looking through history, every past conflict, is that wars do not start over ideology. Wars do not start over radicalism or any form of religious beliefs. They are started because one side feels like another side is threatening their well-being. That is always the cause of it. That is always the root cause of it. But people are way too eager to throw ideology into it, even if that may be a minor factor. Ideology does not make people kill other people. It is the external factors toppled on top of it that cause it. Because I kid you not, if the mainstream media did not exist, Democrats and Republicans would be more eager to speak to one another. But the existence of the party establishment prevents any form of discussion from taking place. And until that is fixed, we are going to enter into a very, very violent period. Not just foreign wise, but also domestically. Because the United States has decided that in order to make politics more interesting, they need the people to come at each other. And it's not just that they want to make it interesting, it's that that's how you can easily control a population. You get them to fight each other, and they don't focus on the bigger picture. And what is that bigger picture? Democrats and Republicans continue to run up the budget. They continue to want to control more of your lives in the effort of making you safer, all in an effort to take away your liberty. Which, as much as it really pains me to say, may already be dead, or is on the verge of dying. It won't be completely dead as long as people spread the ideals, and people have continued to do that. The ideas of liberty still ring true throughout the political landscape. Ever since 2008, when Ron Paul launched his first presidential campaign, people have brought up liberty nonstop throughout politics. The left has been very disappointing with their concept of liberty, and they've actually went out to say that liberty is a dangerous ideology, which it's really upsetting to see because the liberal ideology used to be the the cornerstone of what liberty meant. The conservative side, they like talking big game about liberty. They talk a lot of big they talk a lot about free market economics. They talk a lot about non-interventionism. It all sounds great, and then they come into power and we're involved in another war again. This is where you start realizing the Republican Party of Bush still exists. It's just under a different name. The MAGA movement has become the neocon establishment. And because of this, we now have another group of people who believe that liberty is a failing ideology. When in reality, liberty only fails when people fail to fight for it. And that's what's happening now. We have been way too eager to give up our liberty in the name of safety. And because of it, people are paying the price for it. Biggest example of this is what's going on with TSA. They are not getting properly funded. And now ICE has been having to operate as TSA agents. And the lines for TSA are about almost 4 to 7 hours. All of that created after 9/11 in an effort to try to stop domestic terrorism, which, spoiler alert, TSA hasn't done shit about that. In fact, the numbers have not gone down because of TSA. And all it has done is it has given the government the ability to grope all of its citizens when you enter the airport. And I'm sorry, if the government is allowed to grope someone, I should be allowed to. That's how government works. Government should only be allowed to do what you are allowed to do. If the government can grope someone, I can. If the government can steal from someone, I can. That is how true liberty is supposed to work. The government is supposed to protect your liberty. It's supposed to protect from outside threats that try to stifle your liberty. But because people are unwilling to fight for liberty, and because people are unwilling to fight to keep themselves and their families safe, liberty is a dying ideology. And the best we can do now is to try to educate the population on what their actions have done. We can talk about TSA and their overextension into the government. Well, and their overextension into people trying to freely move across the United States, freely move across the world to build the economy. We can also mention to the left ICE's non-stop intervention into the lives of people, door knocking to try to take out illegal immigrants. But ultimately, the left still believes that social programs are going to help the people who are needy, and the right still believes that a large military and a large police force are going to keep us safe. Both of which are lies. In fact, social programs keep people in poverty, while also stealing from the people who are better off. Meanwhile, the large military and the large police force do nothing to stop crime, but they allow the government the means to break into your house and seize you whenever they feel is necessary. Meanwhile, we got a Supreme Court that can interpret the Constitution how they see fit. Doesn't matter who's in charge. the Supreme Court has essentially taken the power to change the Constitution as they see fit. And right now, the people are blind to it. They're waking up very, very slowly, but as of now, they are still blind. And it is up to us to spread the ideals of liberty, to bring forth individualism and non-interventionism, and build a stronger America for it. What we need to do: focus on getting rid of the party establishment, and focus on educating the population. Those are very large tasks, but they need to be done in order to change anything. And I firmly believe that our day will come when our ideas will spread like wildfire across the entire country and around the entire globe. I know I probably won't be around to see that day. I really hope I am, but let's face it, it's probably not going to happen. But I remain confident that our ideas are going to resonate with people and they will continue to grow. So, this is going to be a shorter episode, and I thank you for watching. Please come back for the next one.